Hi everyone, I'm Diesel. In today's video, we are going to be going over public suiting 101. So, I have been public suiting for a couple of years now, since 2018 is when I first started, and I went from going to like the Halloween festivals or Halloween in general, and like doing the more stereotypical dressing up holiday to now everyday life kind of thing, and just more in a everyday setting. So it'd just be like a random Tuesday. I'm over here like, yo, hit up my friends, but yo, you want to get suit content in the woods or suit content at downtown? They're like, sure, why not? Because I mean, yeah, it is really different when you're walking down the street and then you just see a couple of goobers in fursuits just on a random Tuesday. But it'd be like that. So the most important part of this whole video is this segment right here, which is safety. So safety is the biggest thing, and I really try to emphasize how much you should like actually take this in consideration and stuff when you are public suiting, especially if you're not going to a Halloween where most people are dressed up in costumes anyway, and you're just wanting to do this for funsies, which is totally valid, and you should definitely express yourself and stuff like that. Just also keep in mind there are risk and safety. So, yeah, let's get into it. So, we have hydration. This is pretty common when you are suiting in general.
Doctor, please help me. Here too much read.
Especially if you plan to be fursuiting for a couple hours or long extended period of time. So hydration is like pretty much common law within the fandom, and just overall when you are wearing a suit and you do want to go and you are active and stuff like that. Another thing, weather. Okay, so I really do not recommend suiting in the rain because one, it's wet, and two, your fursuit does not like the rain, especially when it's drenched. Now, when you're washing, it's one thing because you can get it dry, but when you're soaked and you're in the middle of the street, it kind of sucks. I should know because in downtown Atlanta at FWA, I got wet, and man, my con experience from that later that day sucked because my feet paws were wet, and then that made my feet wet, and then I was just an angry dog. But it's okay. That wasn't really public suiting because that was just suiting in general to a con, but it still works because it's the weather. Another thing, having a buddy. So buddy system I highly recommend. I do not recommend going public suiting if you are one, not familiar with the area, or two, you haven't never public suited before. Always have a buddy or a group. So with me, I do meets and stuff, so a lot of the locals are kind of used to us now. So sometimes we'll pop up for a cars and coffee or like a hiking meet or just an overall like just a downtown, we're just hanging out kind of thing, or like a meet and greet. So my town's kind of used to furries, but if I was to go say a more populated area that I'm not familiar with, or I'm not familiar how the locals are or stuff like that, it can cause an issue. So that being said, I would highly recommend planning ahead, or if you plan to film or do content in areas that are public or maybe a store owned, I would ask the store owner first before you like wear your suit inside. Now, for quick pictures of what most people aren't going to like question it or like have an issue with it. Um, Another reason why I do not recommend public suiting alone or by yourself is just basically in case something happens. That being said, it's just better to be safe than sorry for sure. I know a lot of people I've seen on the internet and other places, they ended up getting like kind of jumped or something like that, and I don't want any of you guys experiencing that. So definitely buddy system, know your area, and stuff like that. So moving on is having fun. So having fun and being different and just embracing your individuality and creativity and also showing that off to the world. Now, that being said, you might get negative connotation, but not as much as you think. So I know it's a big stereotype or like an overall like fallacy that everyone is against furries IRL. No, not the case. So when I went with me and a few of my friends, we went to the Apple Festival in downtown Hendersonville this past weekend, and I full suited most of the time. And one of my friends also suited, and my other friend was our handler, so he was out of suit and pretty much making sure we weren't bumping into stuff. And we had a grand old time. And that whole time we suited. I suited for like 5 hours that day. My friend suited for probably like 3.5 because he got there a little later. And I only had two negative comments, which was insane because usually people would assume it'd be more, but honestly, a lot of people were just having fun, and I was stopped probably every 20 to 30 seconds for a picture. Now, that's a big thing you're going to have to get used to. You are going to be the center of attention when it comes to suiting in public because one, not many people see fursuits IRL. Two, it's different, so a lot of people are going to be wanting a picture. So, if you're not used to people coming up to you, you might as well get used to it because they're going to come up to you. But yeah, overall, just keep in mind safety and have fun. And I hope you guys have a great day. I will see you guys next week. I do apologize for my lack of uploads. I've had kind of a mental toll taken, especially still trying to find a more secure spot and then just overall move ahead in life, especially after just I don't know that everything that's happened in the past few months. It's been crazy, but I will be at FTO. So this is Furry Takeover. It's at the Fontana Dam in North Carolina. If you will be going, you can spot me and say hello. I will be handing out stickers. So I hope everyone has a wonderful day. I will see you next week. Stay fuzzy. Goodbye.
Lizard, lizard, lizard.
Oh yeah, I know you miss me. Don't lie. Don't lie. Help me, Kevin. I'm sick. Ah, something in my eye. Woof. Ah, ah. To our first subject. Fuck. Kevin. Which? Hi everyone. I'm. Oh my god. Fuck.